What's up guys, this is Astranox. Let's test out Mercenary Helga and Wyvern 11. Why would I bring her in there? Well, she's a buffer, she can assist with the damage. So let me show you her stats. At the table we have Angelica, Alexa, and Taranor Guard. All three of those heroes are the ones that I use in my 3-man setup. Very effective, free-to-play friendly. I love Taranor Guard, man. I mean, I've built him since the global release, and he's been doing amazingly well for me. Alexa, if you want to speed up your runs in Wyvern 11, she's definitely great there. No animation, which is perfect. And Angelica, I mean, she's easy to gear. She is very tough to hold the front line. So let's start with Mercenary Helga. I did use Daydream Joker on her, but it's not the one that is maxed out because, well, she's Earth versus Fire. I just want to see how well it's gonna go with the attack buff. If she, I mean, is she gonna speed up the run? That is the question. We got speed, memory, imprint on her. She's plus 15. That's her stats right here. And 204 speed's pretty decent. We're going to be using the crit chance buff whenever she goes at the start of her turn when she is max HP, max health, which is the case in Wyvern 11. She's not going to be targeted by the boss, so that's perfect. We can check how that's going to go. Kind of curious about her damage. Of course, she's not going to deal 30% more damage because she's not ice versus the Wyvern. So ice heroes are especially powerful in here. So she's also going to be giving combat trickiness to the Wyvern, but it's all about just testing her out there with the buff, see how that goes. Maybe you need a fort in your initial, maybe not initial, you know, Wyvern 11 team. I wouldn't like recommend her per se. She is plus 30 here. That's the crit buff that she gets here. I'm not going to show all these, but let's just show the stats of the other heroes and quickly jump in there. LENA, she's not going to be in this one. She's an amazing speed farmer. You can check out my you know, showcase of her in PvE and in PvP. She's definitely godly, man. Three star and super good. Where is, okay, so that was Mercenary Helga. We got Alexa here. You know, a decent amount of speed, high crit damage. She gets 100% crit chance because she's at elemental advantage versus the Wyvern. So yeah, 15% crit increase. Best Daydream Joker on her. Good. Her skills will be turned off, and we have Taranor Guard to land the defense break. I got his memory imprint to increase his crit chance, so it's all good. And finally, we do have Angelica here. That's how tough she is, and I have her mixed with you know, a mix of defense and health gear, and she's built for PvE really, like especially for Wyvern, just to hold the front line. Whatever, it's all good. Prophetic Candlestick on her, and it does wonders. Let's go in there and see how that's gonna go. So let's talk about, you know, how you should go about it in Wyvern, let's say in early game, right? So the way you should handle this place is definitely work with a 4-man setup, 4 heroes in there, and then you will transition into a 3-man setup, and that's gonna be your team where you're going to be farming gear. It's going to be your team that's going to give experience on a fodder. Your fort's going to be a fodder, maybe a hero that you want to level up and use, something of the sort. So for 3-man setups, I definitely do recommend Taranor Guard. And Alexa is a more complicated choice because she's not as useful as Taranor Guard across all of the game, right? So it's going to be a harder choice for you guys, but if you do want to speed up your runs, well, she's definitely a great choice. You turn off her skills and she attacks twice. Because she lands a critical hit, she attacks again. Alexa, you can use her in raid. You can, whoop, the Wyvern glitched out. That's actually funny. I kind of would want to leave it like this. I wonder if it's actually going to like glitch out the rest of like the other run after this. But anyways, yeah, she can be used in raids. She can be used in the Abyss, but she is squishy though. She just deals quite a bit of damage, man. With the Daydream Joker, it's quite ridiculous. You apply Defense Break on the target, and you have high crit damage, of course, 100% crit chance. And look at that damage. Like, it's crazy. With attack buff, man, she is melting the Wyvern. Only a 3-star hero. Everyone can get her. I mean, she's easier to obtain than the rest of the team. I mean, Taranor Guard, you have to summon him. He's a 3-star. Helga, 3-star, you have to summon her. And Angelica, she's a 4-star. You can go with Angelic Montmorency in here in the front line, 3-star hero. You know, it's Montmorency. You do her specialty change, and there you go. Okay, well, the Wyvern got destroyed. Very quick run. Let's see the breakdown here. Okay, I mean, Helga did some damage, but she is Earth. Some runs, she's never gonna crit. It's just a 50% chance of missing the target when you are at elemental disadvantage. But she's providing the buff, occasional defense breaks here and there. She does have the effectiveness buff as well, but Alexa is murdering the boss, and look at the damage difference. It's quite ridiculous, right? So let's go in there again. That's the thing though. Wyvern is definitely the place that you want to farm. The easiest hunt to farm by far. You just have your frontliner that just, you know, as long as you survive with your frontliner, you are good. Sometimes you might lose your frontliner. You know, it might be a soul weaver, might be a knight, and you go in barrier phase. You might be able to break the barrier and then kill the wyvern shortly after, before you lose the rest of your squad. The thing is, you don't have to use a soul weaver in the front line, right? You could go double soul weavers. Let's say you could have Angelica Montmorency in the front line. You could have Ether, the free hero that we get at the start of the game. He could be in the, you know, in the back healing, you know, Angelica Montmorency in the front line, and then you could have like 2 damage dealers. It could be like Taranor Guard and Alexa on Daydream Joker 3-star artifact. That would be a setup that can definitely work. The thing is, yeah, Ether is not going to be a hero that you're going to be using across all of the game, but you can leave him at 4-star. You just need some speed, you know, on him. Maybe some skill ups, which you don't really need, because you actually get your skill cooldowns reduced on that hero now after the buff. So there you go. That's really unfortunate about the graphic of the Wyvern, but you know, I'm just gonna roll with it, whatever. I'm sure it did happen to some of you guys already. It's just like, it's on my phone. It's just an artifact, you know, his texture hasn't loaded. It does happen sometimes. You just like restart your game and you're all good, basically. It's very rare though, it's very rare. Maybe my phone is heating up a bit. Let me check. No, it's not really the case. It's not really the case. Man, that run was so quick. That was ridiculous. Helga, yeah, she's definitely not doing much. You know, you could just have, to be honest, like, if you really want to use her properly, I mean properly, the thing is, she does give effectiveness with her skill 3. The problem is the uptime is not going to be that high unless you majorly outspeed the rest of your team, so you can increase the uptime on that buff, because it only lasts for 2 turns, and I mean, that's 50% uptime on herself, right? Unless the attack buff ends up being a 3-turn buff. It has a 10% chance of happening. And she does extend, of course, she does extend buff duration by 1 turn on herself with the skill 2. So for herself, it's different. But for the rest of the group, you're going to need her to be much faster than the rest of the team if you want to increase the uptime on the buffs on them. And if you're going to be using the effectiveness buff, which is a 50% effectiveness increase, which almost brings you to that sweet 55% that you need in PVE. Beside Hall of Trials, the last phase, you need the 60%. But I mean, that's going to be, you know, pretty solid if you can make good use of it. So you could drop the effectiveness. The problem is, like I said, the uptime is not going to be that high. In this case, Taranor Guard is almost as like the same speed as herself. She's doing some decent damage, right? But you see here, ice deals 30% more damage, and other elements that are not ice are taking 30% more damage as well. So you definitely want an ice hero on the front line in here when you start off in early to mid game. But there's some heroes that you can stick in the front line even if they're not ice. I mean, you can do just fine there. I mean, a Dark Corvus can just like basically just hold the front line, probably solo the Wyvern actually. But I mean, he's a, you know, a dark natural 5-star hero, so that's a different story. Yeah, once again, here I did see her landing some crits, so that's why she did better. But you're gonna be using her as a buffer for first. That will come first for sure. But I mean, I guess you could squeeze a bit of damage out of her, like you've seen here. She is able to beat Taranor Guard with, you know, his stats, and he is ice too. And consider the fact that she actually buffs, right? She is buffing, and that is one thing you have to remember. Like, it's part of her turn cycling, and she's not dealing any damage while she is buffing. If she is triggering a dual attack, right? If you're triggering a dual attack with her, you're not going to be getting the crit chance buff from her, you know, her awakening here. So that's another problem, because unless you extended the duration with that skill too. But unless that happened, you are just getting the crit chance buff on her turn. So yeah, dual attack will not work. So that's a problem. And of course, she is Earth. I'll be showcasing her in other areas of the game. So far, I showcased her in Raid, right? Against Queen and Executioner Carcanis. I did showcase her in Banshee, and I did showcase her in Golem, both stage 11, right? And yeah, she is performing very well now with the way she can be built. She is not a buffer only. She can assist you with damage. She's got a very powerful like memory imprint, especially for PvP if you want to go first. But she's not only a buffer, and she can definitely bring a lot to your team. That defense break is huge. It happens on skill 1 and on skill 2. She can increase effectiveness as well on her skill 2. Increasing the uptime of that buff on the rest of your team is a matter of stacking more speed on her. But I did invest some I did put some solid gear onto her. So that's why she's able to have like such high speed, decent survival. But I mean, yeah, some attack, nothing crazy, but I'm rolling with speed boots. I wanted higher crit damage so I can make better use of Daydream Joker, which doesn't scale with your attack stat. And effectiveness, she's giving 5% effectiveness to the whole team from here, and it also affects herself. So that's very cool as well. She's getting 25% right here. It is displayed on the stat page here, but not the 5%. So that's missing. She's at 51% effectiveness, plus there's that buff of 50%. But you only really need like 55% in PVE, you know, in most cases. So she is definitely a very solid hero. Bringing her in Wyvern, I mean, like I said, you could just roll with the pure ice team. It's going to be easier for you, but I wanted to showcase her in there because maybe you do have gear onto her and you're using her in other areas of the game. She's doing very well in Raid. I mean, high morale, synergy with other heroes. You can check out my video in there. But anyways, that's going to be it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm Astranox. Like, comment, and subscribe for more. Press the bell icon for like to be notified whenever... if you want to be notified whenever I release a new video, and check out my other videos. They should be showing up on the screen now. I got playlists of all sorts for PvE and PvP content, Arena, Guild Wars, guides, tips, and how-tos, Abyss Floor 62+, best starter guides for my early to mid-game players, all that stuff under my playlists in my channel. You should join my Discord server. We have almost 1,000 members now. You can come and ask some questions if you need some help. You can help the community, talk about other games and all of that. Anyways, that's really it for this one. Good luck with all you do. Peace out for now.